George Klaus here, and Ketome Quick Tips is back. Today we're going to be talking about the importance of warming up before cardiovascular activity and weight training. We're also going to talk about snacking, why it's important, and my favorite snacks. I'm also going to give you guys a few easy, simple tricks and tips in order to increase the rate of fat loss. So warming up. Why is warming up important? Well, warming up not only sends blood flow to the area that you're going to train that day. So if you're going to go for a run or a jog, maybe do some stretching, minimal stretching though, in my opinion, because that doesn't get the blood to the area as quickly. Maybe walk a little bit, get a quick jog in, and then go for your run or do your cardiovascular activity. In the case of weight training, I would do minimal exercises in that area that you're going to train. For example, if you're training chest that day, do some shoulder wheels back and forth, maybe some little calisthenics to get blood flow to that area. And when you sit down and do that bench press or your shoulder press or all those heavy lifts, make sure you do very lightweight at first. Do the movement. If you're doing the shoulder press, do the movement without the weight, maybe even without the bar, so that you have intention behind your lift for that day. You want your body and mind to connect for that lift and be able to recognize that you're about to put the body under a very large amount of stress. And that stress is good stress though, and that will help you build muscle, lose fat, increase your heart rate, and live longer. It's all about putting intention behind those lifts, because if you're just doing the movements and you haven't thought about what you're about to do, the muscles you're about to use, it will actually take away from the gains that you can make inside the gym. Now, snacking. If you're hungry, you should eat. But like I always preach, it's in the choices you make that the results will come. So what are my favorite snacks? Well, of course, nuts. I'm a big fan of cashews, almonds, and pistachios. Nuts come with them a lot of fiber and a lot of heavy minerals and metals. Most of the United States is magnesium deficient, and in my opinion, it's because they don't eat enough nuts. Also, I love peanut butter, nut butters. I like this brand Santa Cruz, which I'll install a picture of shortly. That's my favorite, and if you notice, there's only one ingredient: peanuts. And the same thing about almonds. If I'm getting an almond butter or nut butter, there's no added sugar, especially no high fructose corn syrup, and it's a nice, thick, creamy solution. And as you may have seen in my previous video, my favorite snack is peppers. Peppers are delicious, nutritious, and they're so sweet that I love them. Out of every snack, these are my favorite go-to, and I would have to say that about any vegetable. If you're ever hungry and you want something to snack on, vegetables are the best go-to. So at last, I know this is what you've truly been waiting for, is how can you increase the rate of fat loss? Well, the first tip is just to drink ice cold water, as cold as you can stand it, because when you drink ice cold water, your body has to use more energy to cool that water down so it can process it and absorb it in your body. So first tip, drink ice cold water. And there is, you may have heard that if you drink an ice cold glass of water right thing in the morning, it'll jumpstart your metabolism. Well, new research has shown that your metabolism doesn't essentially get jump started. Your metabolism is pretty much set throughout time, and it can be changed through long periods of change in diet, nutrition, and exercise. But your day-to-day occurrences will probably not change your metabolism. It is the long term that changes one's metabolism. Second tip is hot sauce. Eating hot things, clean hot things that is, with minimal ingredients, it causes the body to have a thermogenic effect. The reason it feels warm in your mouth is because of the chilies, but once it reaches the other extremities of your body, it would also cause a warm response and burn fat. So hot sauces. I have two favorite brands of hot sauce: Frank's hot sauce, because it only has a few ingredients, and Cholula hot sauce, because it only has a few ingredients. Again, you want to stay away from hot sauces with high fructose corn syrup and sugar added, and the same thing with those fruits, so like mango habanero hot sauce. Now you may say that, George, the sugar comes from the mangoes. However, we don't know that. You want to look on the label and read those nutrition labels. They're there for a reason, and they're very important. If it says added sugar, I would stay away from it. If it says no added sugar, it might be on the better side, but you might as well get a minimal ingredient hot sauce. And finally, if you want to have the most rapid fat loss results, you must take measurements. In taking measurements, you will actually see your progress. You'll be able to determine how fast you're losing this weight, how fast you're losing this fat. You will lose weight subsequently, but it's not about weight. It's about fat loss. How quickly are you losing the fat on your body? And taking measurements will ensure that, one, you are losing fat, and two, will give this reimbursement effect that, hey, I'm actually doing this. Now, there are many ways to determine your fat loss. There's a really cheap way, which is to buy just one of these measuring tapes, a few dollars at a dollar store. Or if you want to spend a little bit more money, I like the electronic fat measurement device because they're about $30 to $40 on Amazon, and they'll measure your fat just by holding your arms out. And that's much better than the caliper measurements, because the caliper measurements, if you do them, it can be highly variable. There's many algorithms that they use to find out your percentage of body fat, and this little device will do a great job. And you want to measure your fat consistently. So if you do it in the morning fasted with a little bit of water, you want to do it in the morning fasted with a little bit of water. And I would not recommend doing that every day. Measuring every day would be redundant. It might get boring, and you might see high fluctuations depending on what you ate the day prior, how much water you actually consumed. So I would recommend just doing it once a week or even once a month to really see those measurements come out. So thank you very much for watching another rendition of Ketome's Quick Tips. We have more videos to come. Don't forget to leave your comments below, give us a thumbs up if you liked the video, and hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching. Take off my cap and I'll put on my spectacles.